Hughes. No. Goodine. Yes! Stanley. Whoa! Cassius Stanley. Look out. Walker. We are tied. Picked off. Here's Jordan Nwora.
We closed down 2019 by starting ACC play in earnest. Georgia Tech finally has its full complement of guards, but they will be tested against one of the most vicious defenses in the country in number 18, Florida State. Happy New Year, Dallin Cuff, Mike Monaco. You could argue we have never looked better. Holiday hoops, we're ready to go.
For sure, 12 hours to go in the year. I contemplated tossing these beads to you. I didn't want you to feel compelled to take your shirt off, so I'm going to hold on to them for right now. We're ready to party.
Here we go. Georgia Tech, we told you they are back to full strength. They get a big test today.
Got to score inside against the Syracuse zone. That's what Duke demonstrated. Not a big secret, but we'll see if Wake can do it.
Roger Ayers with the ball in hand. A wayward tip, and off we go.
There's only one of those a game unless you go to overtime, so the referees don't have a lot of opportunity to practice.
You got to make it count right out of the gates. When we talk about Syracuse's zone, Wake Forest, meanwhile, has played a lot more zone recently, and Torrey Johnson picks up the foul for Wake Forest.
Well, one of the things about Wake Forest is you go to that zone so you can prevent your opponents from driving the ball to the basket. A team like Syracuse, we talked about their three-point shooting, but over the last couple games, they've been driving the ball to the basket a little bit.
Joe Girard. Back iron. There have been a lot of three-point misses recently for Syracuse. Starting five is the same for Wake Forest, led by the senior point guard Brandon Childress and Olivier Sarr, the big man.
And Wake Forest has to be very powerful coming out of that double team.
Here is Sarr, the 7-footer. Shot clock at 5 for Childress. Johnson off target. Dolezaj the rebound. All by himself on the reverse.
Oh my!
All 94 feet for Marek Dolezaj.
Well, one of the reasons that his season has really taken off is he has been much more aggressive on the offensive end, and you won't see more aggressive than that. Good heavens.
Yeah, that's the word you said to me at shoot-around today for Dolezaj recently. There is exhibit A, B, and C. He's got the rebound again.
He's one of the leading rebounders in the ACC. He's got a great assist-to-turnover ratio. I mean, he does everything for Syracuse and has throughout his career except score, and now suddenly he's scoring.
Off the Hughes turnover. Childress. Sarr, second effort, blocked by Sidibe, and a foul underneath on Dolezaj.
But Dolezaj picks up the foul, and that's another problem. He's aggressive on both ends, but just nobody stops him. Dolezaj's a pretty good ball handler. Wake jogging back, and he finally realizes, okay, let's go. But I'm telling you now, that was not an easy shot.
He was behind the backboard.
And he had to come out from underneath, and Olivier Sarr was right there. That's an outstanding play, but he picked up his first personal foul. And Wake Forest is a team that shoots a lot of free throws. In ACC play, they get 23% of their points from the free throw line. Overall on the season, it's a quarter of their points from the line. So they've got to get there, and they've got to make them, and they're a very good free throw shooting team.
And you said against Syracuse, there has to be an interior presence for Wake Forest.
Absolutely. The Syracuse zone, if you're going to settle for shooting outside shots, they're going to push it further and further out, and you have no chance. You've got to get the ball inside.
Girard, no, missed the runner. Yeah, Jim Boeheim talked about all the success that Vernon Carey and Javin DeLaurier had for Duke 1 week ago right here at the Dome. Andrian White straight on no. And the loose ball secured by Sidibe.
And Syracuse is a team that likes to push it down the court, and that's another reason that Wake plays zone, so you can run back and get organized a little more quickly, try to cut off those threes in transition.
A good job getting back there, and they force Buddy Boeheim into a tough two. Here's Odi Okwama. Left it short. Rebound Hughes.
And Wake has gotten it in there a couple times. They just have not been able to convert. Nice job pushing it up before Syracuse got set. Wake is not a team that generally pushes it up the court quickly.
They've had their chances, but 0 of 5 from the floor so far against Syracuse. Dolezaj took some contact. Nothing doing on the baseline, and then a bump on Sidibe, and not a foul that Jim Boeheim's going to like at all.
And that's just one of those things where Sidibe has to stop, let Childress get by, and then run up the court. Syracuse is not that deep on the inside, and so now you've got Dolezaj with an offensive rebounding foul, and trying to block a shot, and you have Sidibe with one 75 feet from the basket that was an accident.
Right, not to make a mountain out of a molehill, but you're two guys who have dealt with that trouble already with one apiece. Childress, tough shot, and he got it to go.
That really was a good shot. Buddy Boeheim was right there. Buddy Boeheim has a 6-inch height advantage. He had his hand up. That's just good offense by Childress.
Senior who averages 15 a game. Gerard, ambitious with a pass looking for Dolezaj.
And that's the correct word. He was ambitious with that pass. He didn't have to be. Dolezaj was open before. Gerard missed him, and then Gerard tried to make the spectacular play. If you're going to win games, you have to make the easy plays. You don't need to rely on the spectacular plays.
So he gets the hook, and Howard Washington, the junior from Buffalo, checks in.
Well, he got the hook, and he knew he was getting the hook.
Yeah.
He threw that pass and just started running right over to the bench. He was headed to the bench before Washington got up off the bench.
Straight line to that bench. White, another miss. Wide left this time.
That was called a buzzer pass. You make that pass and you hear the buzzer.
Hughes tried to muscle that one up, and it does stay at this end of the floor when we come back to the Carrier Dome. Slow start offensively in this one. ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's.